We've just paused at Mabel Creek and I've made up some pizza dough to let that prove, because we're going to continue on to Coober Pedy. I think it's about 50 k's away, and the road the last 20 k's or so has been a little bit better. We've actually been able to get top speed 60 k's an hour. It's been fairly flat apart from the washouts we've had to slow down for. But we're also, I think it's about 3 o'clock and we're still running on WA time. So once we get close to Coober Pedy and we get signal again for the first time in 9 days, our clocks are going to change and we're going to lose an hour and a half. It'll be 4:30, but it'll take us a good hour to get to Coober Pedy, if not longer, depending on the road. And we can make pizza. We're back in cattle country. Oh, and these guys are going to run across the road real quick. Come on, buddy. Well, we're out the other side. Not quite at Coober Pedy, but there's a lot more information this end. There was nothing at the Laverton end. We had to check the map just to make sure we were on the right track to get there. But yeah, it would have been nice to have a little bit of information that end. So there's a couple of things that have happened since we left Mabel Station, which is only a few k's ago. We went past a tower and we're actually 2.5 hours ahead here. So they must have daylight savings in South Australia. We've seen our first abandoned mine and we've been through the desert and it was lush the whole way. We were really blessed with the time of year, I guess, and the wildflowers and the shrubs and the trees and the water, but there's nothing here. It's just all the shrubs and trees, and they're just gone for some reason. But this is the landscape. It's kind of just nothing. Anyway, on to Coober Pedy and pizzas. Pizza time. Coming along nicely. Couple more ready to go. I made a double batch of pizza dough, thinking I would put some away for pizzas another day, but we ended up cooking this loaf of bread in the little Ziggy oven last night, and I really think Trevor's got the hang of it, and we're going to have that for breakfast this morning along with leftover pizza. Coober Pedy has to be seen to be believed. It is so different. It's just a real hodgepodge. I've never seen anything like it. And coming in, all you see are these buckets everywhere and just piles and piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of dirt everywhere on the landscape. And as you drive through town, there's all these old things, just old things. And we've come to the old timers mine. We will check it out in the next day or two, but they've got a free camp here, so we've we camped here last night and it was so full. We were lucky to get the spot we've got. We're just hanging out for a little bit longer and we can get into our B&B, which we've booked for the next few days. And today is 37 degrees. We haven't had a day under 35 in a few days. It's pretty warm, and pretty glad we put a fan in the back of the car and did the insulation because it's quite cool in there. It's very pleasant. And the toilets for the free camp are underground, and they're beautiful, clean.